everyone. Good morning, family. This is 15 Minutes of Politics with Cynthia A. Johnson. And our co-host is Joyce Moore. Good morning, Miss Moore.
Good morning to you and definitely to the family.
All righty. We are going to talk a little politics today. I want you to remember that on November 4th is our next major election, which is the general election. As you probably know, and for those of you who don't know, I am a write-in candidate, which means that my name is not on the ballot. Instead of voting a party, and I'm asking everyone to not vote a party, please write in Cynthia A. Johnson or Cynthia Johnson, then fill in the oval where I am running for state representative. The only name that you will see on the ballot will be Fred Durhal. Fred Durhal, and everyone should know this because we had a court case yesterday, which, by the way, was dismissed, not because of the merits of the case, but because of something called laches, Laches. And I want you to look that up. Look up laches. What it simply means is that the lawsuit was not filed timely. Now, you know, everything really is about politics.
Absolutely. Your job?
Everything is about politics. Mm-hmm. The courts is political.
Right.
And yesterday, we saw that in full force, how politics in the court with state representatives, with all the representatives that the city, the county, city clerk, county clerk, secretary of state, by way of the attorney general's office, they all were represented yesterday in court.
I was surprised how fast you got this heard. The show cause usually takes a minute. So I was just surprised that all these people reacted in the manner that they did, in the timely manner that they did.
But here's the thing. When the case was filed, the judge could have dismissed it right then and there, even before we walked into the courtroom.
Well, I think in a way, it might be an advantage that he didn't. That way, it's been heard. It's been denied.
It's on the record.
And it's on the record, and we know why it was denied. Not because of the facts, but because of the deadline. The facts still exist, and those facts are deceptive to the people of the city of Detroit. Now, that's what I have a problem with. What
are the facts?
Okay.
I know the facts, but the family doesn't know. Everybody doesn't know the facts.
I'm excited. The fact is that, and it's so strange that we use... Everyone, in most cases, most people use common sense. And most of us know at this point in time that two people can't use the same address and the same name and yet say that they're going to be put on the ballot. I wrote a letter, and it's a personal letter, but it's sent to the Attorney General to address the driver's license, the addresses of our current State Representative Fred Durhal Jr., and also the son, Frederick Charles Durhal Jr., who has his license plates in that manner. So these are the things.
But that's not his name. His name is Junior.
The son's name. See, that's what I'm saying, the confusion. The son's name is Frederick Charles Durhal III. He goes by Fred Durhal, and he goes by Frederick Charles Durhal Jr. The point is that common sense is that there is something that is deceptive, and the perception is that we are voting, or we have put someone in office who is not representing us in the manner that they should. And we don't need to continue that line of put another child, a younger child, a son in, just based upon the name as opposed to the experience.
But here's what the family doesn't know. Okay. Does he live in the district?
No, that's what, and we showed that. We showed where he was served. He was served at what, 930? What,
930 West 3rd Street, Apartment 3, 48201, which is in House District 6, not 5. So the court dismissed the case because the court says that we did not file this in a timely manner.
But the fact still exists.
Wait a minute. And the latches, according to the latches rule is that you had to file this case 28 days before the election, right, when we filed it, on the 16th. So count those days. I don't know.
20, 30, 14, 14,
18,
about 19, 19, about 20
about
days.
18 days
18, 20 days
before the day. So we're talking about you're talking about a matter of 8 days.
But that doesn't matter.
And for it to be dismissed with prejudice, which means that the case cannot come back up.
Well, it can't come back up in that manner.
Right.
But it can come back up, and it's going to come up a little bit differently. Because I said, we addressed we wrote the Attorney General a direct letter and asked for a thorough investigation of the candidate, Fred Durhal Jr., I should say that for all the aliases.
He's got a lot of aliases.
Right, Fred Durhal Jr., and Fred Charles Durhal III. So,
Frederick Charles Durhal Jr.
Right. You're confused. I'm confused. The judge is confused.
And even his attorney was confused.
So we need to get all this clear, and hopefully the Attorney General that we've addressed a letter to will outline this. And if there's any perjury, which I do believe that it should, I'm
no doubt about it,
that
there was perjury.
He should be eliminated from office, and there should be some kind of penalty.
If he's elected. But if the people are smart,
right,
as we have indicated,
right,
over and over, and I hope this information goes out to everyone, and everyone is listening intently, and take this information out. Enough is enough of these lying politicians.
Well, not only that, but as far as I'm concerned, they're taking advantage of the people and the simple fact that most people have common sense and most people are very observant as to what's going on. You see, you plant that seed to say people are not aware, people don't read. That's not true. People do read. Believe me, they read everything. You plant that seed to say that they have no interest when, in fact, they do have an interest. So we're going to try to unplant that seed and make it the way it is. People are not confused about this. People are looking at this and say, common sense tells me clearly that he does not live in the district.
Well, that's only if they know.
If they know, but for those people that know, you just pass the information along to people that don't know.
And hoping that they will pass it on.
Right.
And that's why it's so important that you do not, especially if you live in House District 5, that you do not, and I cannot stress this enough, that you do not vote a straight party. Now, you're going to get all kinds of
people and literature
that's going to tell you we got to vote Democrat. We got to vote Democrat. I'm a Democrat. I'm just asking you not to vote a straight party Democrat in House District, in state legislative House District 5. Why? Because my name is not on the ballot. A Democrat whose name is not on the ballot. Why? Because I did not win the primary. Instead, Frederick Charles Durhal III, who used the name Fred Durhal on the balllet, and filed the affidavit of identity fraudulently.
Right, Frederick.
It was not
Charles Durhal III. Whoa.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So the court didn't even pay attention to any of that.
No, they latched on the fact that we did not file it in a timely manner. But like I said, the facts are still there. We're still going to pursue this up until the day of the election and even after the election.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And someone said to me, Cynthia, just give this thing up. That's what a person said.
Well, see, people don't understand that. We talked about this before. Before we can make it a we have to make it an I. You don't feel that it's right. I don't feel that it's right. And if we don't step out here and let some people know about what's going on, how can they even begin to understand not just the passion, but the fact is that this has been going on for so long. When does it stop?
When does it stop?
Because I'm still upset about Virgil Smith. You know, Virgil Smith Sr. used Virgil Smith, and Virgil Smith Jr. got elected. And I don't have any problem in saying that, but people thought they were voting for the father when, in fact, again, they were voting for the son.
But the law doesn't say that you can't use, if he's, like, for instance, the other person who's a third. The law doesn't say that he can't use a name that is like, you know, that name.
We're going to have to address that. The people, we're going to have to address the fact that the name that goes on the birth certificate, in most cases, will be the name that should be used on the ballot.
I disagree with that.
Okay, well.
And I'll tell you why I disagree with that. Because that's why you have an affidavit of identity. Okay? You have the affidavit of identity. Now, that's where the name, which is on the birth certificate, that's where that should go.
Well, I don't have
Your
a problem with that,
full
Cynthia.
legal name should go on that affidavit
Fine.
of identity.
Right, and the birth certificate will give the full legal name, and any other name used is illegal. How's that? So therefore, then that way, people will know whether they're voting for a junior, for a third, or no salutation at all.
Well, again, I disagree with that
Okay,
because, you know, taking off
I'm not here to disagree with you.
Right. Well, but it's okay.
Okay.
Taking off the junior or the third, it goes back to the people. It goes back to our responsibility to do research on these people.
No. I'm saying the name that goes on the ballot should be the name so that people will know. People are not going to do that kind of research. It's up to us to do that kind of research for the people, to let them know what's going on.
Smiling faces sometimes pretend to be your friend. Smiling faces show no traces of the evil that lurks within. Smiling faces sometimes they don't tell the truth. Smiling faces tell lies, and I got proof. Oh, Lord. A smile is just a frown turned upside down, my friend. So hear me when I'm saying smiling faces sometimes, hey, don't tell the truth. Smiling faces tell lies, and I got proof.
Beware of the handshake that hides a snake.
I'm telling you, beware of the pat on the back. It just might hold you back. I tell you, you can't see. Smiling faces sometimes don't tell the truth. Smiling faces tell lies.
Your enemy won't do you no harm, but you know where he's coming from.
Don't let the handshake and the smile fool you. Take my advice, I'm only trying to school you. Smiling faces sometimes don't tell the truth. Smiling faces tell lies, and I got proof.
My name is Cynthia A. Johnson. Cynthia Johnson, write in that name on the ballot. If you have a ballot and you see under State Representative Fred Durhall, then you know you have the right ballot. My name will not be there, but you write my name in, fill in the oval. That's very important, to fill in that oval. We are running out of time. You wanted to say something in regards to the
department, the $3 million that the mayor wants to make a loan and provide it to the people of the city of Detroit. Again, it's a community development block grant funds. I'm saying no to the loan, only to the grant. But the fact is that he's taking this grant is from HUD, which is a low to moderate income grant, and it applies to those people. And we're simply saying that he wants to make it a revolving loan, which is already in a poor state, low to income poor state, and he's making money off the backs of the poor.
Shameful, shameful. My name is Cynthia A. Johnson. Call everyone you know. If anyone receives absentee ballots, call and tell. Please don't keep this information to yourself. Do not vote a straight ticket. If you are in State Representative House District 5, please vote for Cynthia A. Johnson by writing in my name, then filling in the oval. That's Cynthia Johnson, Cynthia A. Johnson, filling in the oval under State Representative. This is 15 minutes of politics with Cynthia A. Johnson, and my guest host is Miss Joyce Moore, and you are listening to us on the new Gospel 1440 WMKM.
And I got proof. And I got proof.